Hello everyone, and what is going on? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. It's time to get ready to go for the second week of July in today's weekly challenge on Gran Turismo 7. Here we have 3 prizes for today is about to go for a payday to have 5 events. Will go down with 100,000 GT credit on the ticket to compete in 1 event, along with 3 events will receive a 200,000 and plus 5 events on 500,000 Gran Turismo credit in the same ticket will go down equals a grand total of 800,000 will be received all at once to have some 4 events on World Car and plus Round 2 of All Japan GT Car Championship is about to be take place at Suzuka Circuit after Fuji International Speedway. Here we go down on Autodromo National Monza in Sunday Cup Classic for race number 1 along with race number 2, Michelin Raceway World Atlanta in American Sunday Cup 600, plus Road Car and Race Car in Bishan Gran Turismo Trophy at Kyoto Driving Park Yamagiwa will be ready up, get set, and embrace for the vision of a dream will be settled for having a middle part on the dirt round. The fourth one is about to go on Hypercar Parade to be at the C-Course layout in Circuit de Saint-Cloix. So I just went down to do some plan of changes from the last video after from last night is doing a hard work out there to be prior to July 12th. But after all, going back to square one and this time be here on time, we'll have to go on a reminder in every Friday rather than just have to go on late in Thursday. Hope I'm ready because this was to take a good chance and make my way will be entered the road to round 2 of All Japan GT Championship will go commence. So as always, if you're new to my YouTube channel, be sure click the subscribe button, then leave a like and comment at the section down below. Check out the links on the description if you want to see more. Don't forget to click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos in the later future. Let's get ready to go and start for today's weekly challenge. Yesterday, I didn't receive 100,000, 200,000, and 6-star roulette ticket since the first week of July is not yet to be received until at the end of the day from Thursday until currently arrive on the second week of July in Friday. So I had to go back to normal and just had to be here on time. As always, we'll have to be on a reminder. But there's no time to waste because early start we'll have to make it to go green light available. Let's begin and start on race number 1 at Autodromo National Monza in Sunday Cup Classic as I'm about to be using with the Toyota 2000 GT 1967. This will be doing the Japanese first ever supercar to have a good impressive horsepower to be having a white color to have a popularity, and you know what else has something else to be in a surprise guest. From the TV anime series, High Speed Otoye has now yet to be featured for the Toyota 2000 GT is the icon guest of appearance. But I can't wait to watch it because if you've already seen it, this is very much more popular to be designed from the 20th century and being well exists in the 21st century. So up I go, let's do this. Rolling start begins for the countdown in 3, 2, 1, and I'm off. This time, improved performance will go vintage in style. So I had to start out with the Mini Cooper S, followed by with some few other road cars on the Citroen DS21 Pilas 1970, and there's the Volkswagen Bug driven by H. Okamoto on position 9. Turn 1 and 2 chicane rolling in, just slow down and go rev it up to the limit. This race will always have to go piece of cake vintage and see how few parts will be specifically to go equipped and well installed. Just 3 more to go. Double overtake will do it matter. Now I have a good eye on G Mangalo on the first position, coming in onto chicane 2 by turn number 4 and 5. If anything else, we'll be doing more likely to have classic cars in the Sunday Cup edition to go vintage and classic. The Toyota 2000 GT is a very good recommendable road car to be purchased from the Legend Car dealership if you've already been finishing up on the main menu book since day one. But look I go, because first position is now going well. Proud represent for Team UDRS in Sportec is going well designed on the old-fashioned competitive look. But it's all about faster and decent acceleration. Now coming in on the Scully corner in the third sector, make a good line check on turn number 9, turn 10, make a good simple exit to go approaches on the short straightaway by the medium on turn 11. We'll do the tricky consecutive corners by basic. They say that popular cars from TV anime series is being well iconic popular, just like the Toyota 86 from the Initial D and the Nissan Fairlady C from Wagon Midnight. But this kind of a Toyota 2000 GT, when you're watching High Speed Itoye, is a very good first classic supercar, was being designed in the late 1960s. It's very iconic, being original and being well designed to be using on the track is very all-time popular in Japan. So look at the second lap, because the final run is about to go in and make a good faster with some few parts to be well installed and go by vision of adjustment. So I have to keep it steady up and keep the line check, go with the flow, and go driving with the classics. So other drivers are still trying to keep up with my current position in first place by 19.4 seconds to go further on the update. Valio Gallo is on the second position along with I. Curtis in third place. G. Mangalo is on the fourth position to be dropped down on the grid to be part of the top 5 position, and Killian Drummond is stay in the fifth. Got to be finishing up to have sector 2 to go clear by chicane 2. Here comes the 6th turn. Keep it nice and straight and go with a flow line of experience. So there you go. Just have to go wheel style and make it one Sport Soft compound tires to be checked and good on the grip effect. But looks like Emily Jones is on the 8th position to catch up with Guy Barbara in position 7. Now back on the Ascari corner in sector 3. Just have turn 7 through 8. Make it for turn 9. And go clear check on turn 10 to be passed by to go straight back on turn 11. I hope the faster lap time will be received to be called out soon. Then make it for having one good best cue of example, just like when you're on International B license in the master session. There's the checker flag. Gonna take it. And there you go. Just have to go old-fashioned to have some few specific parts to be fitted and installed to be cleared by the podium to go by check mark number 1. 4 more to go, and let's see the tally up result for the total time has now been seen and go by 4 minutes, 51.077 seconds, and faster lap time on 2 minutes, 24.542 seconds. Brilliant work, and just have to keep your best effort out there to go for a starting position in the road to round 2 of All Japan GT Championship. That's 45,000 GT credit received, and going in by having 100,000 Gran Turismo credit when entered to have a 1 event only. Let's do the replay, just to make sure to go by calling out for the short moment to have a major scene on corners with different view. I kinda say, the Toyota 2000 GT is a first ever kind of supercar made by Toyota for the first time in the 20th century. It looks very good, vintage, and good old style. Now I'll have to wait for it and give it one Insportet to go closing in, capture thumbnail, and make it well received. Alright, Looks like it's all done for now. Just have to go moving on in race number 2 after Saber replay by filling out from last time after I just been using 5 vehicles with the Spencer Cam fan art liveries plus 2 as Odd Nation Cartoons livery variation exclusive. But you know it is because changes were made and make it to go by update to have a range of duration will reduce the bloopers and outtakes. Now up to Michelin Raceway, Road Atlanta for race number 2 in American Sunday Cup 600. This time, another vintage road car to go old-fashioned in the 1960s as I'm about to go for the Ford GT40 Mark I 1966. Another fine 20th century road car to have a good vision to take on with some modern day Americans and muscle cars as well. Just to see how one amazing supercar since the participation of the 1960s by the late year in the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Just much more magnificent and well drilled to have my UDRS Inspirtech livery since Gran Turismo Sport in the Road to GT7 as a final championship event. Feels like good old times back then because I just really love to enjoy it and give it a look back if you guys just really had to watch some of the GT Sport video by content. But no time for having a little bit more flashback, then let's go into the present. We'll be entered to have race number 2, we'll be going green light underway. For every American car to be using the steering wheel on the left hand side on the interior, except the Ford GT40 and Sierra RS 500 Cosworth to be featured on the right hand side as a European model. But it still have a full American spec potential is now being well embraced and give it a good proud of the USA for only one Ford GT40 to step in and race for the classic and modern day muscle cars will be ready up and go. So coming up and clear to have turn number 3 to be entered along with turn 4 by the S's. Just have to slow down and have 2 versions from the past and present Camaros are about to go right in on turn number 5. A Felix and A Cachal are about to go on a side by side as I have to go on double overtake to catch up on B Batter in about 1.3 seconds before approaches on turn number 6. Just look I go and keep a good line and keep it good smoothly. Just like playing Gran Turismo 2 when using the same Ford GT40, and this time it's about to go full acceleration to have a one single historic road car will go embrace it by having a golden glory. But here comes the dirt sector to be coming up on turn number 10 by point A and point B. There you go. Just have to stay behind on Nicholas Rebiller, and I have a good eye check on Emily Jones on 3rd place. Down the hill I go and keep a good steady turn on turn 12. First lap down, moving on in lap number 2. That's the ticket. Going back on turn 1, climbing up and catch up to the first generation Corvette 1958 driven by Igor Fraga. Just to see some other American cars to be using the steering wheel on the left hand side, and the Ford GT40 is now using the right hand side. Just to see some differences to go by exterior parts with different ways and interior to go by European or American spec version. But the first generation Ford GT40 has now got everything to have some similarity potential decades later until the Ford GT came out in 2005 and updated in 2006. So I'm on the 2nd position, almost there in about 1.6 seconds to catch up to Daniel Solis in the Dodge Viper GTS 2002. Just make a good straightaway on turn number 8 and go over to be at turn number 9 again. A very good perfect brake zone is now correction on the line. Just to see how you can handle very well on turn 10 by point A and B at the chicane to go on top of the hill at turn 11 and watch yourself to be steady up on the right to go de-accelerate at turn 12. Final lap, It all comes down to have a good Ford GT40 to stay strong, just like the Dodge Viper GTS to have a different potential to go for having a natural aspirated V8 engine with a high torque of a supercharger to go advanced. But it does simple to have some change of settings to go organized and make it well prepped to have a reminder before enter when using specific road cars in American Sunday Cup 600. Just have to make sure to see some few other cars to have some specific tuning parts that needs to be equipped, swapped, and exchangeable. We'll have to go fitted to go vintage and old fashioned. But I always have to go with classic road cars is always about to have some different characteristic driving on the physics. Now it's all clear to have a faster run time and go back on turn number 8 to stay on gear number 3. Almost there. Team UDRS in Sportec will have to keep on going and always have to keep practice. We'll climb a better way to go forward. Now for the final stretch. This is it. Gonna have to use the same technique. Slide around and go clear podium finish. So there you go, folks. Green check mark number 2 received by 3 more to go remaining. Not so bad, isn't it, rather than doing a deadline on arrival from Thursday. But I always have to be here on Friday because many changes will always have to go down for having an unexpected special event. So here is the total time in 4 minutes, 49.345 seconds, and faster lap time on number 3. 1 minute, 35.312 seconds is now going clear, achieve, and stronger like the Dodge Viper GTS 2002 for the Ford GT40 Mark I 1966. But it does matter because every strong road car always have to go by comparison to have a different style of chassis with a different performance. But the clean race bonus will always have to keep it surveillance and make a good thumbs up by the double. Alright, time for the second replay. Halftime to go by calling in and have a good scene part of the view. But I'll have to be preferred to have this one. Might need to go around by turn 6 and turn 7. Just have to pause right here. Capture thumbnail image is right on the main spot. Okay, looks like the thumbnail image looks very good and perfect to be well paused to be on the scene. So, with 2 iconic classic cars is now being done on race number 1 and 2 in 2 versions of Sunday Cup. Then let's go to have a Vision Gran Turismo trophy at Kyoto Driving Park Yamagiwa in forward direction. But how about, if anything else, to have a good minimum range of performance by 850 or less? I kinda say it because a different kind of Vision Gran Turismo road car that I never used before since Gran Turismo Sport. How about I'll have to go and try out with a Peugeot L500R Hybrid Vision GT 2017. It has a good all-wheel drive drivetrain that carries out 509 horsepower, 2,205 pounds. Aspiration is turbocharged. This one is very much more kind of a road car to have a different successor than the race car version as a hybrid to be using on Group 1 category. But you know, recommend tuning parts might need to be using on tire compounds to be set in racing shop. So good thing I just purchased from the race shop before enter in the next race. We'll go in the middle session on number 3. But 7 laps we'll have to come around and take on with some top tier Vision GT road cars and race cars by characteristic with gas power, hybrid, and electric all together to have some differences to see which is the best Vision Gran Turismo of all time. Finishing up in 3rd place or higher, we'll always have to keep on racing, stay clean, and master different characteristic of Vision Gran Turismo car in Yamagiwa at Kyoto Driving Park. So let's go and start the countdown by rolling start to test out to have a 2017 Vision GT made by Peugeot after the first Vision GT car since Gran Turismo 6. The road car itself has everything to go by standard in the model. Just to see this interior view is very more impressive, concept futuristic, and have a good style in the line. But it's one-seater, but it's going to be so impressive to go amazing and awesome out there to have some sports compound tires by default. Better make sure to have the Racing Soft compound tires in order to win the race by using this one in the L500R Hybrid Vision GT 2017. Standard road going version, just like the Group 1 counterpart, to have a good racing regulation to be on the get-go. Now for the first chicane coming in, and I have a good eye on the Mercedes-AMG Vision Gran Turismo on the 15th position as a Racing Series variant. So I guess is teal up, make that turn 1 hairpin coming in. But it's impossible to see other kinds of Vision GT road car. Is all about test your skills and test the limits. So that's one Vision GT car overtake. Now for the rest of the vehicles are about to go to the final turn. Just keep the all-wheel drive to be stay in good motion. Just look at the sun and feel the horizon. That's one lap down. The second lap currently entered. Okay, now coming in to have some lineup to have Subaru Vision GT after overtake the Volkswagen GTI Supersport Vision GT. There's the FT1 Vision Gran Turismo to catch up with the Infiniti Concept Vision GT. Back on Sector 2, looks like Suzuki Vision GT is slowing down. Got to go outside, past the Mini Clubman Vision GT on position 9. So far so good, and it's still coming in stronger out there by the motion to be well embraced and give it more test. Come on. Just have to kick it up into high gear. All-wheel drive will make it more better and faster to keep a good balance of improvement. Almost there to catch up to the Nissan Concept 2020 Vision GT and the road version of the Mercedes-Benz AMG Vision Gran Turismo. No time to slow down. Just keep a good watchful eye on the gap distance as the top 3 drivers are about to go all in, stronger, and make it much more embrace the line to get closer to have a competitive dream concept. That's how hard work will always have to keep a good Vision GT exercise to catch up to the top dogs of Vision Gran Turismo. And for my main guests, Jaguar Concept Vision GT and Porsche Vision GT as the example. But looks like T Yamanaka is on the first position, is now on the goal. Okay, Pacadet is slowing down on 3rd place. I bet he's currently using for the Peugeot Vision Gran Turismo as a Group X counterpart version prior to the Group 3 counterpart. It's only down to 15.4 seconds to go. Back on Sector 3. Take that first chicane. Watch the line check. Go with the motion. Okay, the top speed is going to have to go around by 210 kilometers, and watch the RPM to be seen on the left. Gonna have to go up and make it exactly to go around by 66 RPM. Just watch the numbers, you guys. You'll have to go calculate, check, and going up soon. By the main example, to go around by 6600 RPM is very more crucial to go faster in average, just like the L750R hybrid. But other kinds of livery variation that have some good ways to be creative, just like all kinds of different theme covers like a guitar. But here I am on the 4th lap, just have to keep moving in about 13.5 seconds to go. Got to prove it, and just have to keep a good experience when trying out with Vision GT cars for the first time I never use. So it's about to go closer to have back on 5700 RPM. Made that good dive in example to catch up to Pacadet on 3rd place. 3rd place will have to keep a good example by the main queue and give it much more hard effort to be pushing up forward. It's coming along nicely, and the total gap distance still the same by 22 seconds in range. .4 seconds. Come on. L500R will keep it more embrace the road car on Racing Sob is the best queue of recommendation. But it could be helpful, but sometimes every other Vision GT cars has to be facing with the impossible moment. So the battery is being running low. Make that final turn on hairpin 2. Down to 6.1 seconds on lap number 5 will be entered next. Two more laps to go. Gap distance is coming back in. Just make that push nice and easy, and watch the feedback respond to go in blue and have the signal to go in flashing red. Alright, good on the feedback response, and gap distance is slowing down to go faster quickly. Just make that good turn on the left. There he is right now. Pegadet on the Pescia Vision GT is on the dirt. Then let's give him a warm welcome to have another Pescia Vision GT to have a L500R hybrid to stay on it and catch up to have the same different vehicle with the same manufacturer brand and same drivetrain in all-wheel drive. So let's do it. This could go in the battle of 3rd place between two Pescia is about to go all in. This could get a little bit more tougher out there to be working up and do some more hard of training exercise. I see him right now, going into the final turn on hairpin 2. There you go. He has the upper hand advantage and go on lap number 6. Penultimate incoming. I'm going in by the first turn and catches up to the Pescia Vision GT is coming around towards the inside of the apex. He's slowing down. This could be my chance. Excellent. Gonna have to hold down the fort and make it on 3rd place. So Patrick Basson and T. Yamanaka will have to handle themselves when using on top tier Vision GT cars on electric. Okay, time for defense. Pagadet will be ready to go round 2 because I was born to be ready to have a one-on-one battle between two Pescia Vision GTs. It's only down to 20 seconds. Got to hurry up and make my way towards the final lap after finishing on lap number 6. And plus, faster lap time in 1 minute, 42.964 seconds recently from the first lap has now been called in and make it well approvable to be trained, expertise, and go experience to try out one Vision GT for another. But the total gap distance has now been called in by 20 seconds before the blue zone is about to be calling in for having first and second place driver when they're on lap number 7. Okay, after all the battery just being depleted and worn out, let's do it for the final lap, you guys. This is it. Got to keep building up with some more gap distance away from Pacadet. Now I'm at 3.2 seconds behind and still further up ahead and 17.6 seconds to Patrick Besson. Sector 1 clear. Now 3 sectors to go to be currently on Sector 2. Okay, clean line to be well efficient check. Down the hill I go. Back on the first chicane to go expertise on the follow line apex. The road car version of the L500R Hybrid is being the prior successor to the L750R Hybrid as Group 1 race car. By comparison and differences to have a standard road car and futuristic racing modification to have one foundation to be serving as well. Now for chicane 2, final sector in number 4, then hairpin 2 at the final corner at the right. Okay, Yamanaka and Besson just did very well to have achieved finish line in first and second place. Now for myself to go by third place to be achieved by the main objective. And there you go. Third check mark received and came in third. Just magnificent to see one Vision Gran Turismo car that I never used it before since Gran Turismo Sport, and here on Gran Turismo 7, new challenges, different Vision GT car, and go full experience to be embraced and take on with the standard Pescia Vision GT to have the second one versus the first one to be part of the Vision Gran Turismo project for Pescia. But after all, first lap result has now been remained and total time in 11 minutes, 53.377 seconds for the Jaguar Vision GT Coupe along with Porsche Vision GT on electric vehicle. But the only thing is, how often can you manage to use with different Vision GT cars to catch up with the Jaguar Coupe and Porsche Vision Gran Turismo? Give your comment and thoughts suggested to see how it's supposed to be working out to have some tires of performance without tuning. But we'll have to talk it to ourselves, and we might have to go and proceed to be moving on forward to be take part in weekly challenge as we're about to be finishing up on race 3. We'll be received 200,000 Gran Turismo credit. Okay, now for the third halftime on the replay. Just have to go by the scene and have 2 Pescia Vision GTs will be on the main scene by captured thumbnail image. Just give me a moment, folks. I just really have to go preferred between on lap number 5. Okay, this scene right over here. Just have to pause right here and go by different scenes. Close in. And this one should do the trick. Alright, there we go. That's 2 Pescia Vision GT to have the one from behind and the second one in the front. Just beautiful to see how it goes, you guys. Everything is all about be creative to have a one image thumbnail on the replay. So, that's race 3 is now being checked and clear on Vision Gran Turismo Trophy. Let's go for Hypercar Parade on race number 4 by the penultimate in Circuit de Saint-Eclair-C will go down and make a 4th time on the road car category will be embraced for having a glory for the classic and modern day only that have a normal or track day. So I just really have to go and choose any kinds of available road car by pick, as I'm about to be choosing the 2019 Chevrolet Corvette C7 CR1 2019 or any kinds of manufacturer brands to go by country specific. Maybe if I had to go rather to choose with Bugatti Veyron is very more specifically to go characteristic by pick. But what the heck, I'm about to go for the Veyron 16.4 2013 and give a good 3-lap challenge. We'll go on full French hypercar in taste of performance. I should rather have to take the best time to go for the 2016 Bugatti Chiron, but any kinds of best hypercar for your own best favorite like fans like you. So just have to sit back and wait and be prepared to go by the penultimate when entered on Hypercar Parade or filler events after finishing on All Japan GT Championship on race 1 at Suzuka Circuit. Then let's go on heavyweight high performance versus lightweight track only hypercar to go for the countdown in 3 seconds as I'm about to take on Boss Beeper Boris on the 15th position in the Aston Martin Valkyrie 2021. Here it goes. This time change up the grid to have Takuma Minosono in the 15th position when using the Enzo Ferrari 2002. Turn 1 and 2 clear. Now gonna have to go kick it up into high gear before approaches to have early brake in turn number 3. That's more like it. Now coming in at the red zone by pulling the brake, slower and patient. This could get tricky. Just have to take one overtake to get back up and do it on turn 4 at the lip. Now this could get tricky, you guys. Better make sure to have some more practice in order to win the Hypercar Parade on Circuit de Saint-Eclair-C. We'll always have to keep a good heavyweight potential when using the Bugatti Veyron 16.4 2013 as a direct updated version just like the 2009 counterpart from Gran Turismo PSP, GT5 and GT6 to have the same kind of the interior view. But it does have to go by putting up with some tire compound and ultra high turbocharged RPM to get it stronger and make it much more improved to be modest and balanced. So I had to go on offense and make it to go defense in case of Boss Beeper Boris will get closer nearby on the grid. Only 11 more hypercar vehicles to go. Just have to go specifically by character type on street race and hypercar discipline from the crew 2. Now enter the bridge. I have a good eye on the 2010 Lexus LFA is on the 10th position before entered in the next sector. Just have to slow down and there he is. Beer Boris is on the 14th position. So I had to hurry up and go down onto the next turn at the right. Will be embraced the quarter-mile acceleration by the distance. Let's see how it turns out. Okay, there we go. Full acceleration to go climbing up in 205 miles per hour to get up in 215 miles per hour. 6 more to go, and I have a good eye on the Maserati MC20 2020 on the 6th position. That should do very well to have the first round. Will be embraced for having a hypercar grudge match. Slow and steady is the key because the Veyron is carried out to have much more weight to be fitted to have a W16 engine is very good to be original and all-time extreme of high performance. Gonna have to make my way onto the next corner to be on the right in the final sector, then the last turn on the left. And there's Andrew Brooks on the 5th position in the Mercedes-Benz SOR McLaren 2009. Okay, wonderful and brilliant. That's 1 lap down, 2 to go, moving on in the 2nd lap. Got to keep trying and keep going. Faster lap time will always go normal usual by 3 minutes, 54.574 seconds to be checked before going improved for the lap time update. It's only down to 9.5 seconds to go by 4 drivers remaining on hypercars. Giorgio Megalo on the same Bugatti Veyron 16.4 along with the McLaren F1 1994, C. Payne and Lamborghini Aventador, and Adriano Carrozza is on the Porsche 918 Spider 2013. But heads up, Beer Boris is now coming back again and he's on the 6th position. Let's do it on defense and keep it well stay down the 4 to get there to have the 2nd lap will go on the caution zone to be embraced for other hypercars to see one Valkyrie will go on the track focus. It's only down by 1.8 seconds. Got to hurry up and be precisely careful. Sportsmanship rating will have to be embraced to go on procedure to have hypercars on specific pick. Still on 9.6 seconds. Beer Boris is coming at me, folks. I had to be ready whenever I see him, and there he is right now. Doesn't have time to do it because he has the right advantage and going right back into the bridge. Gonna have to pull away and keep a focus on the Porsche 918 Spider in the next sector. Hold it steady. The handling is always being heavy to have enough good horsepower. Okay, good communication on the line. Do it on the inside and make a good faster straight on the quarter mile. So let's go, 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 and keep a good watchful eye on Beer Boris. He has the right car, right acceleration, and right best pick potential. But this time, the McLaren F1 is about to go overtake as I'm about to be entered on 3rd place from the dirt. So I had to watch the line carefully, avoid the contact. Just keep it careful. Only one classic hypercar is very good to be styled without having a wing spoiler, but very original to have the active wing spoiler to be popped out when braking on the turns and corners. Just keep it careful. Have the apex to come around on the right. Final turn on the left. Okay, that's good. Must be Beer Boris is still on our tail. Moving on to the 2nd position, and the final lap is about to go underway by having a number 3. Okay, this could get nearly there. Bugatti Veyron versus Bugatti Veyron in the battle of 1st place by having Aston Martin Valkyrie to be on the top 5 position on the grid. It's only down to 3 seconds up ahead for G. Megalo in the same Bugatti Veyron as I'm about to go right in and take a good brake position to go around by turn number 3 to go back in. The handling's all check. This will have to go drop the hammer by having the same bait run. We'll embrace it to go for the line. Okay, watch the brake zone. I always have to keep it checked and keep it monitored. Donaldson is still on the third position. Looks like he's about to go switch up onto the defense away from Pierre Boris and the Aston Martin Valkyrie viewers. So far so close. He just already took it down by having a fourth position, and the Valkyrie is on the third. Only 2 left, 2 bay runs. We'll have to keep a good watch each other's back to go on cooperation. But maybe it might have the same kind of a base color variation to go on trim. But I'll have to take a good look on the third person view, and there he is right now. Looks like Pierre Boris is on the second. It's only down to Mangalo to get boxed in. Come on, just have to go kick it up into high gear. One faster overtake might be going a secret trick. But it's about to get closer. Watch the contact. Next sector to go by number 4 to be onward on number 5 to get there. So there you go, first place in the lead. Top on that for having double Bugatti bait run when the Valkyrie will have to stay on third position behind. But I can't wait. This will have to take one step closer to get nearly there. We'll have to take that brake zone to go slow in, caution careful, and Pierre Boris will always have to keep a good tricks up his sleeve. You know, when heavyweight hypercars can't actually to go slower and make it faster on straightaway, but lightweight track-only hypercars is always being focused on precision on straightaways and few corners with elevation. That's how differences of characteristic of hypercars will have to find a good line and keep it mastered to keep a good well shape up and see the comparison of differences to see the heavyweight or lightweight hypercar by having a matter of performance. So it's getting closer to have the final turn in the final stretch. Just have to hold down the fort much more longer. Pierre Boris is getting closer to have the second position. Mangalo still barely got it. Alright, that's 4 check mark in the can, and double well done by having 2 Bugatti bait run. We'll always work together as a team. Good job, G Mangalo. Way to keep it up and keep it well stronger to have a duo of Bugatti bait run when facing the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Now that's a good tough challenge by 11 minutes, 35.556 seconds, and Takuma Minasono in the Enzo Ferrari just took on 3 minutes, 44.720 seconds on lap number 3. He's on the 9th position, and there he is. Good work, and putting up to have some 4 events, we'll get closer to be on the way on round 2 in All Japan GT Championship at Suzuka Circuit. Clean race bonus is now being checked and received. Awesome and outstanding. Now for the final part of the replay to go on road car, so I just really need to have enough storage spaces. We'll have to be available to be on further notice. But I'll have to be preferred to have 2 Bugatti bait runs plus 1 Aston Martin Valkyrie on the scene. But maybe exactly around between on segment 4, 5, or 6. Okay, there he is right now. Just have to go skip. Unless I have a better plan or idea to have that part of the scene to go onto the main direction. Just look at it go. Two Bugatti Veyrons will always work together as a team. And here comes the best part of the full straightaway. The lineup will have to call in by capture thumbnail image to have this one right over here and make it have the second try to go during the next turn. I'll have to make an update and just have to go exit to save a replay, but no time to haste. This might have to go for having a procedure to go over on Suzuka Circuit for round 2 of the All Japan GT Championship awaits me. So as the title says, the road to round 2 of All Japan GT Championship is about to be ready to go and get started for having one more race to go. This will have to take a second limited time online event to have a different cover image is now going in just like Fuji International Speedway. Here, I'm about to be using the Toyota Supra GT500 1997 before the final race in number 5 will have to be set and go by 7 laps around onto the figure 8 circuit. All the best iconic Japan Grand Touring car vehicles, including road cars, and specifically to have a single Group 2 category on the BMW McLaren F1 GTR 1997. Just like last time when I was using the Dodge Viper GTS as a different GT500 spec version to have a good reference from Gran Turismo 2. But I still remember back then, and it's very good and putting up to have some change of direction to go opposite by alternative. So first things first, I really have to go on settings and pack up on racing medium compound tires to go equip and make it much more possible to be on high turbocharged RPM with some tuning of change of further requirements to exactly and reduce it to be on 88%, update on the tuning, go by A4, make it well preferred to have exactly to be around on over 600 horsepower. So there you go. Make it one more change and it's going to be 588 or 80% to be update on 628 horsepower. But if possible, tuning will help and just have to make sure to have one focusing effort to catch up to the BMW McLaren F1 GTR race car driven by Kei Mizuno. Here I go folks, let's do it, and I have my UDRS Inspirtech livery will be ready up, get set to go toughen up to be racing in round 2 in All Japan GT Championship at Suzuka Circuit. First corner coming in, got to keep it careful and stay steady on the line to get behind on Angel Inestrosa in the Ferrari F40 1992 as a GT500 spec Inland race car. Turn 3 and 4 coming in by the consecutive S corners. Got to go rev it up to the limit and have the outside overtake to go patient by competent. That's more like it. Keep the response of the handling and RPM will go prevent of counter steering. Try not to go oversteer. This is how classic race cars of the Japan Grand Touring Car Championship in the 1990s is all about. Master every kind of classic race car will be embraced as a Group 3 category in GT7 along with one Group 2 car is now putting up to have a tough contender. Now for the hairpin on turn number 11, just have to slow down and catch up to Koke Lopez in the number 36 Castro Tom's livery variation on the same Supra GT500 race car. Turn 12 clear, here comes the spoon curve on turn 13 and 14. Alright, very good. Gonna have to keep a good watchful eye on Kei Mizuno in second position by using the BMW McLaren F1 GTR race car 1997. This is how a tough Group 3 race car will have to face up with a single Group 2 car to be on the grid to be part of the special event. If anything else happened, because racing compound tires will always have to work together and have a turbocharged RPM will make it to go stronger. So coming in to have a good pursuit overtake to catch up to the McLaren F1 GTR BMW 1995 has now been overtaken. Then Ryuta Kokubun in the Nissan Skyline GTR GT500 1995. Here's Jay Pesora in the number 64 Mobile 1 Honda NSX GT500 is on the 7th position. Got to go around to get back on the consecutive S corners, make a good line check. They're about to go slow down and make a good turn 6 at the right. Here comes the duel of the Lamborghini Diablo 2000 driven by W. Murdoch and Takuma Minasono in 4th and 5th place. But heads up, Mizuno is in the lead by overtake Baulio Gallo's position to drop down on 2nd place. This time, it's about to go harder, faster on the pace, and get there to be on a reminder in about 5 more laps to go remaining. But it's all about practice because it needs to get it done and get stronger when using a GT500 race car in Group 3 category. Just have to go feel the exhilarating of a race car to go embrace the classic of a GT nostalgia. It's about to go increase, so I had to hurry up and get more quicker effort out there to go around by 11 seconds on the gap to go increase significantly and simultaneously. Hopefully, Baulio Gallo will have to keep going by having a full offense along with Iko Fraka in 3rd place. Let's go out and out on Sector 4, coming right back in and take the Castillo Triangle chicane on number 16 through to 18. But here is Mizuno's lap time, 2 minutes, 3.588 seconds. Then let's go full offense and beat the gap distance in around 10 seconds by the decimal of 0.2. Okay, he's on the number 8 livery variation again. Just have to keep it careful and have the blue and white style include with the UDRS Insportec livery to stay around each other. Okay, gonna have to let him pass and come back on turn 6. Okay, Iko Fraka is slowing down. Now I'm on the dirt. And Mizuno is going up by increase in 12.2 seconds along with Baulio Gallo in 6.2 seconds to go. This race is impossible, you guys, so I have to do it. So I have to get in the fight and beat his lap time any way I can. Now it's on 11.4, coming back in 0.5. I just really don't want to get back onto 12 seconds because going full offense will have to take the high-speed chase to go around for having one classic GT race car. Okay, there he is right now. Baulio Gallo on the Castro Milken NSX GT500 2000 race car. It's only down to 2.1 seconds. Okay, let's go full slipstream on Sector 4. Alright, there we go. I'll have to go second and make the Castillo Triangle to have Insportec on 2nd position. 9.2 seconds update, then presses on in lap number 4. I see him right now at the 4th distance after the 1st corner. I'm going in, you guys. This has got to do a hard effort and make it one good 1997 GT500 race car versus the long-tail McLaren F1 GTR race car with a collaboration of BMW since the 24 Hours of Le Mans. .7 seconds to go. Keep up the good fight. Next sector and update lap time is now being claimed by 2 minutes, 2.497 seconds. Okay, very good on the danger curve on turn 8 and 9. Time to switch up to the interior view and go back on sector 3. Okay, Mizuno is going back on 7-second gap range. Got to keep going, and the handling will have to do some more practice work. Hold the line on the spoon curve. Okay, try not to go oversteer. That could be a cause of overwhelming distraction. Okay, that's good. 6.6 seconds. Now it's going to be at 6.3. Out and out on sector 4. Make that good apex to go clip in and do again on the Catskill triangle. Okay, 2 more laps to go. Currently on the 5th lap. Update on my record in 2 minutes, 1.258 seconds. Okay, let's go, go, go. Got to keep a good masterful on the first corner on turn 1 and 2. Back on the consecutive S corners in turn 3 and 4. Easy goes on turn 5 and 6. Back on the Dunlop curve and turn 7 on sector 2. Okay, very good. Technique successful on the danger curve at turn 8 and 9. 3.2 seconds to go. Okay, now for the hairpin, once again, stay on gear number 2, don't slow down. Okay, very good, it's getting closer, nearly there. 3.1 seconds remaining on Kei Mizuno in the BMW McLaren F1 GTR race car. I see him right now, just passed by in the far distance in around by over 3 seconds. Okay, back on the out and out. Got to keep it careful and proceed with caution. Okay, excellent. It's getting closer. Nearly there by the penultimate lap on number 6. I can hardly feel it. I come this far, and this will have to take one good push closer to be right back at the first corner. This could be the most intense battle between one Group 2 car versus a lone GT500 race car as Group 3 car in Gran Turismo 7, folks. This is going to be the most real intense GT race of all time at Suzuka Circuit. But the battle of first place is just keep coming on stronger. Now I have 2 minutes with a decimal of 0.851 seconds has now updated for the faster lap time. Due to the chase by catching with the McLaren F1 GTR race car with BMW as a 1997 race car in long-tail version. This could get longer, chasing up the effort and go pushing up the HAPA boundaries of its own GT race limits. But it's not yet over because he is pushing away from my further offense. We'll have to get back up and building up more speed and handling corner. Come on, just have to keep pushing. 6th lap is calling in by the risk. Got to build more slipstream. Finishing up on the 3rd sector to go right back in on sector 4. Okay, very good speed check. Now Cascade Triangle Chicane. He's pushing away again for a second round. Okay, now's my chance. Final lap on number 7. Good call, and time to go defense for Team Insportec when I'm in the lead. Okay, quick recovery check and restore. Good on late afternoon, but I can hardly feel it to be embrace it and rage my dream. But thankfully, Toyota Supra GT500 will always have to become the unbeatable racer of every Japan Grand Touring Car season since 1997. Or more likely to be having a debut back from 1996 to have some updated version to have a good capable of racing spec version rather than a different kind of a wing spoiler with headlights to be fitted by original. Let's see how Mizuno can actually have to go for offense as I'm about to go for round 2. But here comes the sunset. It draws out towards the end of the race. I can hardly feel it, folks. It takes 7 laps. We'll be face up with the BMW McLaren F1 GTR race car. It's all about only one GT500 race car will have to face up against a single lone Group 2 car for only one second round at Suzuka Circuit for the All Japan GT Championship. But here comes the final corner. We'll have to take the final stretch. We'll get there to be claimed the podium. But I can hardly feel it. This could get a little bit more intense. And there you have it, folks. I did it. 5th check mark has now been 100% complete, and round 2 of All Japan GT Championship has now been complete by the final outcome. Now that's a classic racing competition of the 1990s. We'll do the nostalgia way. Very awesome and good total time in 14 minutes, 17.840 seconds, as the faster lap time I still got in 2 minutes, decimal of 0.851 seconds on lap number 5. Good race and outstanding run, achievable to beat the McLaren F1 GTR race car 97 driven by Kei Mizuno. It's a well-fought competition to be exactly indeed to have a good classic GT500 race. And plus, 225,000 GT credit has now been acquired and received by Clean Race Bonus in 50%. But there you go, 500,000 Gran Turismo credit has now been received and well earned to go for the combo of 800,000 GT credit for only each 3 tickets. And for the final replay for the content, just to see to go for a time condition is now go for the thrill of intense battle between the Toyota Supra GT500 versus the BMW McLaren F1 race car 1997. This scene has doing well correctly to have one GT500 race car facing up with the long tail version is going thrilled to be on the intense. But here is the checker flag is now calling in to be well placed up to the finish line. Just have to go there. Capture thumbnail image is right exactly to be it's at. So there you go. Looks like the image turns out to be a less far out there what's left of it. But very good to be crossing the finish line is doing well succeeded and well done moment for having one GT500 race car to face up with the long tail McLaren F1 race car. So it's finally finished in the second week of July, just like the first week in the same month after I just come here by late in Thursday. But good thing, going back to normal on every Friday, we'll always have to be here on time and just have to do participation in 5 events. We'll receive 3 prizes. We'll go but a different way as usual. Much more enjoyable to have the second round in the All Japan GT Championship at Suzuka Circuit, just like Fuji International Speedway. Along with 4 events in the Vision Gran Turismo Trophy, American Sunday Cup 600, Sunday Cup Classic, and plus Hypercar Parade will face up to have some different specific hypercars, just like the Bugatti Veyron 16.4 2013. Now going back to the GT Garage, and let's have a good payday. We'll have to go earning up by a combo of 800,000 GT credit in 3 specific type of tickets. 500,000 received, 200,000, and 100,000 will be combined all together to get back by nearly 55 million credit into my current balance. Let's have another round to go for reward challenge by having 5 4-star roulette ticket. We'll be ready up and go opening up the gift, including the 6-star roulette ticket on the engine category. Let's see the prices. And there we go. A new compatible engine, and this will be going on compatible from the Mazda 787B 1991 with some road cars on rotary. I'll have to keep it for now, and let's have the second 4-star ticket is now being checked and receive the luck of chance. This will have to do on parts category with the Aston Martin invitation. But there goes. A carbon Remo brake kit is on the ceramic, is on the compatible on Amuse Nismo 380RS Super Leggera. Next 3 4-star ticket coming up. Give me a Pagani invitation. Nope, just passed by. And another high-lift camshaft S is on a good compatible vehicle on the 2017 Honda NSX. Number 4 4-star ticket coming up. Let's see the luck of prices and give me 1 million. Just passed by. And another Lexus RCF GT3 with car number 14 Mobile 1 variation, just like the ones from IMSA. But I'll have to keep it for now, and I have a better idea to have a new faces for DreamArt livery style dispenser in the future. But you'll have to see, because it takes a lot of development idea for myself. We'll have to add up with some team variation. Just to have another Lexus RCF GT3 2017 with a variation title will be stored in garage and keep it for a while. Number 5 4-star ticket open. Let's go for another luck of chance. Okay. Still close to get 1 million credit and a carbon propeller shaft on Amuse Nismo 380RS Super Leggera. Alright, now 6-star ticket engine, open up and keep it as a promise. This will have to take one random chance of a new engine to see which is the best or better. And for the better engine, and this will be doing well on the Lexus LFA 2010, is compatible on the Toyota Alphard Executive Lounge 2018. Recommended retail price on 850,000 GT credits. What a very good, impressive second week of July, folks. It takes a lot of concentration, practice, shape up, and have some roulette ticket by the daily, just like last time from yesterday. But in the end, important reminder, always have to be here on time and every Friday for the start of the new challenge before you're about to be received with some 3 prizes, such as with 3 kinds of credit ticket, 6-star roulette ticket, or even 5-star ticket to go on the gold type of rarity. But after all, because the best moments comes in round 2 of All Japan GT Championship at Suzuka Circuit, is very much more thrill, intense battle between the BMW McLaren F1 GTR 1997 is a close quarter edge to have a thrill battle between one of the 3 GT500 race cars in Group 3 category. So what do you guys think? Along with 4 events, we'll make it much more vintage, classic, Vision GT, and modern day hypercar in Circuit de Saint-Declauxy for Hypercar Parade. but it'll have to be quite very much more thrilled, excited, and have a single week when you're entered to go back at Suzuka Circuit to have your favorite car or any kinds of livery variation to go on road car or race car to be in the Group 3 or Group 2 category. Any kinds of vehicle will be more likely to be entered at any time when you're entered in the All Japan GT Championship for a special event for a limited time only. But I can't wait, you guys. I'll have to come back again for only 1 week just to let you know, as I'm about to wrap this up at the end of the video. But one more thing, because Super Master License will be coming up soon to get back onto my full walkthrough, we'll always have to make it onto the graduation level until driving missions in the Human Comedy will be ready up, get set to have one race event in 1 hour only at a time. So thank you for enjoying watching the video on Gran Turismo 7. I hope you enjoyed. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, then click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Follow me on DeepNetArt, Instagram, Twitter, GT Planet, Patreon, Discord, and more social media platforms. And don't forget to check it out all of my screenshot images on UDRS Insportec, Vision Total Drama, and DreamArt Livery Style presented by myself, Hyperion-Blue-GT, as you may ever welcome at any time. I'll be see you guys next time on Gran Turismo 7, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.